Welcome! It's a great day to be a miner because we got some new hardware, baby. We're going to unbox this thing, we're going to set it up, we're going to tell you about all the specs, the features, and most importantly, whether or not you should buy it. But first, let's go ahead and spin that intro. All right, so here it is, and I'm sure you already know what it is from the title, but we're gonna pretend you don't, and we're gonna unbox this thing, and we're gonna talk all about it. So without further ado, you know what time it is. Our GB knife, engaged, never gets old. All right, let's open this guy up and see what's in the box.
What's in the box?
First and foremost, where did I get this? I got this from Bitcoin merch. Let's do a disclaimer right off the bat. The item here was donated to me by Bitcoin merch, but the opinions of that are that of my own. They are not a paid sponsor. Therefore, I will give you my honest opinion on this device, and we may even give this away in a future giveaway, so stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and open this thing up. All right, so this is exactly how it came. I haven't closed it or done any altering. This is how I received it, and let's see what's in this package. So there's that guy. They did include one of the pretty little nice USB fans, and we'll probably be adding this to our giant upcoming giveaway as well, because we have a number of these already sitting around. So yeah, we're going to be giving away a whole lot of stuff, but there'll be some details on that coming up. So this is all that we got here. We got one little box, says Bitcoin merch with their nice little sticker logo right on the top, and one of these nice little, probably 4x4, 1.5 inch deep boxes. And let's open it up. Bam, there it is. That's all that's in there. This itty bitty little thumb drive. And you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of one of those USB thumb drives that we used to have way back in the day that was probably only like, I don't know, like 56 megabytes, like 126 megabytes. This is like way back in the day. This brings me back because it's got the rounded soft edges like one of those old jump drives, thumb drives that I used to use way back in the day in school. So yeah. So first and foremost, what is this guy? This is a Nerdminer 2. It is a USB solo miner. We'll make sure to do some close-ups on this guy and get a good look at it. We got this from Bitcoin merch. So the official title on this thing is it's a Nerdminer 2 USB solo Bitcoin miner with Wi-Fi. Yeah, basically this little itty bitty guy is a Bitcoin solo miner, a BTC solo miner. It sets on the SHA-256 algorithm, and it just hashes away all day long, and it tries to find a block. So what makes this unique, what makes this special is that it is the cheapest Bitcoin solo miner that I can find on the market today for brand new retail cost. It comes in at only $25 for this little guy. First, let's go over the specs and the features of this guy, and then of course we'll get it set up and we'll get it mining, and then we'll talk about profitability. We'll talk about whether or not you should buy this thing. So first and foremost, again, the cost, it was $25. The specs on it is that it can mine up to around 70 kilohashes a second on the SHA-256 algorithm. Of course, that's the Bitcoin algorithm, meaning that you don't have to mine just Bitcoin on this. You can put it on something else like Bitcoin Cash or another SHA-256 algorithm coin, such as Digibytes, or there's a whole slew of different coins that you could mine with it. But then the features are, of course, that it does have Wi-Fi capable. It is a USB device. It has blue, so I assume it's USB 3. It has a pretty little display screen. It's all encapsulated in a nice, clear, rounded pill type USB. It's probably only about a little over 2 inches long, less than an inch wide, and probably about 1/3 of an inch thick. So yeah, there's our specs, our features, and there's really not too much to talk about on this thing other than let's set it up and get it mining. So without further ado, let's go. So what do you need to set this thing up? You need a power source. You gotta power this thing up. So for this testing, for the setup, I'm just gonna use a jump pack, a power pack rather. This is just a random power bank that I've got sitting around, like a 10,000 milliamp power bank, and it's got dual USBs. And I'm just gonna pop the cap off and we're gonna plug it in. Oof, it had tape on the side that it was ripped, but there you go. Oh, it's the clear protective cellophane. I didn't get to do the satisfying peel. Here we go. Yeah, so that's just like the cover, the little USB, the actual digital screen right here, but it also was holding on the cap. So there's our little cap. And now we're just gonna plug it in first and foremost, right like this. And right off the bat, the little guy says buffering, use Wi-Fi for setup, right there. Let's get a close-up look at this guy. Okay, now first step, what are we gonna do? It's got just the lights on it and it's just plugged in, and then one side says use Wi-Fi for setup. We need to connect to the little USB miner. The setup for this thing is gonna be very similar to our Bitaxes or the Jingle Miner, Mini Miner here, or even kind of similar to the Avalon Nano 3, and I've done videos on all those, so if you need more in-depth help, make sure to check those out. And of course, I'll put links down in the description, both to purchase this guy and also the link for the official tutorial on Bitcoin merch that just has the step-by-step written out tutorial. But we're gonna do the abbreviated version. We're gonna set it up. First thing we need to do, we need to connect a phone or laptop, something on this that can connect to a Wi-Fi device, and we're gonna find this Wi-Fi network and we're gonna connect to it. We're gonna hit our Wi-Fi button up in the top corner, and then it's gonna scan for our Wi-Fi networks, and it should show this guy as one of the available, and there it is. It is the Nerdminer AP is what it's listed at as the Wi-Fi network. So we're going to connect to that guy. Now I'm gonna, once I clicked on it and I tried to connect to it, it asked for a password. The password for this guy is mine your coins. That's the password, and it's capital M, Y, and C. Mine your coins. Pop it up on the screen. You might need to reference that back. So we're gonna do enter password. Okay, and then we're going to hit connect. And now this guy should connect. It says checking the quality of your internet connection. Internet may not be available. We want to connect, at least either connect, always connect, or connect only this time. We're just going to use connect only this time. And now it connected. So it still says use Wi-Fi for setup. So now we need to, if it doesn't prompt you and open up the site for the actual, like the website for the GUI on this, we could manually open it up. We can go to a web browser and we can do 192. Let me open a new page. We're gonna do 192.168.4.1. And then we're gonna hit go. And then it comes up to Wi-Fi Manager, Nerdminer AP, and then there's a few buttons. There's configure Wi-Fi, info, exit, or update. So we are going to configure the Wi-Fi because that's what we need to do. We need to make this thing, this little USB, we need to make it connect to our Wi-Fi network, not to our phone. So that's the first thing we're gonna do, configure Wi-Fi. And then now it's gonna show the available SSIDs that are on our Wi-Fi network at the very top. Then underneath that, it's gonna say SSID, password, and then the next, that's this first section we gotta put in. Then the next section's gonna say public URL, that's the pool you're gonna mine to, the pool port, that's the port on the pool you're gonna mine to, your BTC address, and then you're gonna put your Bitcoin address, and then your time zone from your UTC. So that you may have to actually do Google. I'm pretty sure mine is a -5 So I'll put in, which it can be anywhere from -12 to +12. I'm pretty sure on East Coast, United States is -5, but I'll have to make sure, I'll look that up again to verify. Once you get all that in, then you're just going to go ahead and hit save, and then you're gonna refresh. I'm gonna go ahead and do the SSID first. I'll do a screenshot of this guy and pop it up on the screen, but we're gonna enter our SSID exactly as it shows. Okay, now we've got our Wi-Fi network in there, our SSID, and our password. Next, we're gonna put in our public pool URL. For this setup, we are gonna use Lucky Monster. If you need to know how to find a pool or find a good solo pool, check out my full in-depth Bitaxe video that we've done recently. It shows you how to go and find the actual pools, but you basically use miningpoolstats.stream. You look for Bitcoin or the SHA-256 algorithm. You find a pool that's solo, you navigate to it, you find their address, their port, you plug it in. That's how you find your pool in an abbreviated version. We are going to use Lucky Monster. So first we're going to get out public-pool. We're going to access our clipboard. And it doesn't say in here, but I'm pretty sure that you need to make sure not to put stratum plus TCP : //. Some miners, when you set them up, you need it. I'm pretty sure on this little device we won't. And then we're going to put in our BTC address. If you don't have a BTC address, you can get them in many different places. You can download a multi-coin wallet. You can download a hardware wallet, or buy a hardware wallet. You can just have an account on an exchange. You can get your Bitcoin address from any exchange. You can trade Ogre, ZegX, Coinbase, and if you have an account, you can hit your wallet and then hit send, and you can like you are going to deposit into your Bitcoin address. They'll give you a BTC address, and boom, you got an address, and then you're going to plug it into here, copy and paste it into here rather. And just a tip, before I started the setup, I went ahead and copied and pasted all those in my phone, because once you're connected to this, you won't be connected to Wi-Fi anymore, so you might not be able to navigate to the email or to your website to get those items. So what I did was I just went ahead and copied all of these things to the clipboard before I ever started the setup. So that's a pro tip for you. And then when I go to paste, I can just navigate to my clipboard, grab the BTC address, grab my stratum and my port, and then the setup goes much easier. And that's just something I learned over time. So next we're going to put in our BTC address, and then we're going to put our time zone of -5. And now for BTC address, that's your wallet, your BTC address. I'm going to put .worker name to see if it comes in. Usually when you put your BTC address, you can put dot and then you name your worker. So we're going to name it nerdminer.nerdminer. And see if that'll actually work. And if it doesn't, we'll go back in and we'll take that out. And if the time zone's wrong, we'll go back out and change it. Now that we have all of that in there, I'll take a screenshot to pop it up again. Then we're going to hit save. And then it says saving credentials, try to connect ESP to network. If it fails, reconnect to AP and try again. So this just started rebooting. And then it says initializing. Oh, it just popped up the display, so that's a good sign. It no longer just shows the connecting or you need to set up. Now it starts right at the top. It says the time, the hash rate, blocks, and it's really neat because it's actually scrolling. So let's try to get that up on video and see if you can see it. Yeah, so it is set up. It is mining. The time does not match. I am not set up with the correct time. It says 10:15. We're at 11:15. So I missed the UTC by 1. I guess it's, I either went, I should either be -6 or I should be -4, but I went one the wrong way. So the hash rate currently, it's showing 40, but it's still building up. And then it says block templates. It says that it's the shares going out. It says the temperature, core temperature is 62. And yeah, we're just gonna let this thing run for a little while and see how it actually does. Actually, now that we've got it set up, this is no longer going to be connected. This should have automatically disconnected because this is no longer the same network. This is now connected to our Wi-Fi. So now if I want to update these settings again, I have to find the IP address of this guy on my network, go to it in a web page, either from my phone on the same network or from the PC, go to the IP, and then that will open up those settings again. I can reconfigure the Wi-Fi SSID if I needed to change it, or I could reconfigure the pool. I could reconfigure the time zone, and that's what we're gonna do. We'll go back in and we'll reconfigure and get the right time zone in this guy. But yeah, that's really all there is to this setup. I mean, that was pretty quick. There's not much edits in this video. That's just literally me setting it up and going through it. Of course, I've done a number of different mini miner setups, and they're all really similar, so it would go quicker for me than it would for somebody who hasn't done one. But yeah, that's it. That's all there is. So now let's talk who this device is for, profitability, and all that good jazz. So at $25, only $25, this is really the lowest point of entry that I can find brand new to get into mining, to get into Bitcoin mining of all things, the king of the king. This can get you into Bitcoin mining. Will this ever make you anything? Probably not. There is like a 1 in a billion chance that this thing ever hits a block, but there's a chance. There is a chance that this could hit a block. Do I think anybody will hit a block on this? Probably not. The chances are so itty bitty on this little device that there's probably never going to hit a block. The temperature's not bad either. You can feel it in there. You can feel that it is getting warm, but I don't think that it would ever get hot enough to worry about. I think it could just run just like this with no issues, probably forever. Just have it plugged into something that just stays on all the time that you don't care about. Have it just plugged into your daily driver computer, whatever. But yeah, it'll just run and run. So now, again, profitability, 0. You're not going to pull mine on this thing. It's made for people that want to get into mining. This is a great entry point. This is a great way to learn how to get into mining. If this is your first device and you just plug this thing in, you get it set up, you're learning about pools and URLs, you're supporting the Bitcoin network, you're supporting cryptocurrency. Hey, you have joined the family. Welcome to the family. Now, at $25, you're a new miner, you want to get into the network, you want a chance, or even if you're an existing miner and you just want a little cheap gift or a cheap item to get into, or hey, you would have some friends that you want to get into mining. 25 bucks, you could give these out for Christmas gifts. You could get your brother, sister, family member, Uncle Joe, the creepy old Uncle Joe that sits in his basement all day but doesn't even do any mining. You can get him one of these and be like, here, creepy Uncle Joe, we got you a Bitcoin miner. Get on the network and join the hash rate revolution. But you'll probably never hit a block. Just so you know, Uncle Joe, you're probably never going to get rich. If you do, you owe me half. That's a pretty good solid deal for the $25 investment. Now, if you're an existing miner, you really want to get into solo mining, you have a little bit more expendable income, they do sell a 7 set of these. You can buy 7 of these with a single long USB hub. My man, Geek of All Trades, just did a video where he set all those up, and it was a great video. Make sure to check that video out above. Great video, great content. Love Mr. Goat. He is the GOAT for a reason. So check out Geek of All Trades for the 7 USB setup. It costs $199 from Bitcoin merch. Would I advise buying this? yes, in certain instances, like I had already mentioned, yes. Would I ever advise someone go out and buy the 7 hub with the hub with 7 of these for $200? No, I can't in right conscience tell you to go out and buy that when you could buy a really nice Bitaxe, which again, I've done a number of videos on those. A number of you could buy a Bitaxe, you could buy different versions of the Bitaxe. You could buy the 1366 Bitaxe for like $120 and it gets 400 to 500 gigahash, which these are kilohash. This one's right now only doing 40 kilohash, not gigahash. So it would take a ton of these to equal $120 Bitaxe. Conversely, you can buy one of the bigger Bitaxes for $150, the Supra, it's 600 gigahash. Or you could buy one of the new Gammas, 1.2 terahash, for the same price that you could buy a 7 set of these. By the way, video coming up on that real soon. Just releasing, beautiful, beautiful piece of hardware. We'll go over to that in the future. But yeah, I think that about wraps it up. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think these are worth your purchase, your time? Do you think these are a sweet little piece of hardware? Do you think they are a waste of time? Do you think they're junk? Make sure you tell us down in the comments. Tell the people what you think of these. Do you think they're a good idea or not? So before we go into the outro, I just want to say, again, I'm going to be having a huge giveaway coming up. And it's not just going to be me. I'm going to be reaching out to a number of my YouTube content creator friends, and I'm going to let them give away my stuff. I'm going to let them give away my components, and there's going to be a lot of really good ones and a lot of high dollar ones. So stay tuned for how to actually get involved in that and to get some of my components. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up. If you're new to mining, you like the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button and subscribe for future content. Thanks for coming along and enjoy the ride.